Now we're recording. Good morning. Welcome to our virtual vision board mapping situation. Um, while I was prepping for this, I kind of was looking at a couple different videos, and I know I shared one in the Telegram of the Steve Harvey motivational, like speaking about videos or visions and stuff like that. And one of the things that kind of stuck out to me that he said, well, two things, was he doesn't know a single successful person that doesn't have a vision board. He knows a lot of successful people and he doesn't know a single one. So for people to think that, oh, this is, not important, or it is what it is, there's it coming from someone who is very successful and has, gone about life and had tons of circumstances. The second thing that stood out to him, or to me, that he said was, besides the two Bible verses, which I'll share later, he mentioned to just make a list. So everybody kind of goes about vision boards differently. And he basically said to just make a list of 300 things. I know that if you asked me to make a list of 300 things that I want, I would probably get stuck somewhere around 50, maybe. He said most people get stuck around 75. I don't know about you guys, but it's not that I don't want all these things, but it's kind of one of those like, okay, what do I want? But, he talked about being like super specific and things. So I do have like other lists of like, I started creating like a folder on Instagram of like my future home, like our forever home things. You see those videos that pop up and it's like the sink with all these like gadgets and all this stuff. And I'm like, I want that. Or you want the 2-car garage with the lift and all these other, got it. We want that. So I'm sure if I collected all of that, maybe. But I bring those two things up to inspire you to think that a vision board is more than just a bunch of pretty pictures on a piece of paper. A vision board is you manifesting, it's you sitting down and actually putting into paper, into like something physical, what your desires are. These could be goals, these could be dreams, these could be wishes, these could be so many different things. And I shared on my Instagram and my Facebook that there is a biblical portion to this. Like there's tons of biblical things stating that this is actually something like God asks us to profess with our mouth and put things into paper and like actually do that. So if you're interested in those Bible verses, it's Habakkuk 2 through 3. And the second verse is Mark 11:23. So when you have a second to check those out, you're more than welcome to. But it's just something for you to be mindful of, that it's not something that's a new age thing. It's not something that like this goes back in time. It just, we've kind of migrated with it. So those are your reasons. Personally, I feel that because I brought mine so I can show you guys an older one that I have. What I feel is the best reason to do a vision board is because it keeps you focused. And what I mean by focused, we live in a age and society where we literally have our attention being pulled in a gazillion different directions. What training are you going to watch? Who are you going to spend time with? What job, what this, what that. And it's kind of just like, okay, like, do I work out today? Do I do this today? What do I do that today? Like, and it pulls you in all these different directions. And a vision board helps keep you focused. And what I mean specifically with focus is that it helps you choose what to put your attention on. So if on your vision board you want to travel, then you know that you need to be saving money to travel. So that means that you might need to cut expenses somewhere else. That might mean that you need to say no to a couple more things. If on your vision board exercise is on there, then maybe you need to go to bed early so that you can wake up early to exercise. Or maybe you need to prioritize making time to exercise, making sure that when you sit and look at your calendar, you're actually sitting there and being like, okay, where can I fit in? What's a realistic amount of time? And so that's what I personally feel, because if you feel like, oh my God, I haven't done anything this week, or oh my God, I feel like this has just been a waste, maybe you need to relook at that vision board and be like, okay, why is it? Got it. I haven't been focusing on the things that I said are important to me. And then how do you do a vision board? so many different people have so many different ways to do them. And I feel that it's really just up to you how you choose to do it. And so with the vision board, we've got a virtual option, which I will share because our amazing Jennifer spruced up these that I had that were given to me, these
Karen, you
templates.
there?
And so she put an amazing spin on them. And then also it's on Canva, so it's a free template so you guys can use it. If I post this on YouTube or somewhere else, then it'll be on the comments. Another one is just physical. So that's what I'm doing. I will show you guys my previous one. I don't know if you can see that. Let me remove the background. Let's see. Video, blur my background, remove the blur. Okay, so this is one that I made, I don't know, a couple years ago. You can see there's like a bunch of different things on there. The biggest thing was like there's like a bunch of motivational like quotes and stuff like there. This was like a really, really big one. I keep this in like my office area. This stays up and it's kind of like a constant. There's some sections here that probably need to be updated because they've happened. We've moved, which again, we're moving again, so maybe that still applies. We'll move 2 more times. And so there's like our wedding, like different things on here that have already happened or that now maybe have changed. But other stuff on here, building community, that's still like long-term, traveling the world, that's still long-term. Like it's all different things on here. Something that someone recommended recently, though, that I thought was a really cool idea was to just do a smaller version and keep this with like your notebook or keep this with your journal. That way it's something that you can go back to every year. And so I do have a good friend who does that. She does all of hers on just a simple sheet of paper. And she just keeps them. And so every year she'll look back on previous ones and she'll notice that stuff takes a year, 2 years. She's noticed stuff from 10 years prior that have now come into existence. And so that's really powerful because it helps keep you focused and it helps keep like reminding you like, wow, I didn't realize that was on there. My cousin does this with her mother every year. So my aunt and my cousin do this every year. And last year, my aunt put, and I think I shared this story with you guys earlier. She put a Rolex on her vision board, and my cousin was like, that's not like her. She doesn't like that type of stuff. She's not kind of like a name brand person. She's like, why'd you put that on there? And she said, oh, because it signifies like prestige, like wealth for me. Not that I want the Rolex, it's just that's why I put it on. She's like, oh, okay. So she had a baby last year, and her husband gave her a push gift, which again, I found out about that, what that was anyway, but he gave her a gift for giving birth, pushing. And it was a Rolex. And if you don't know, in order to get a Rolex, you have to be put on a wait list. And he put everybody on the family on this wait list. And she didn't know. She thought it was just he was going to like buy it and resell it or do something else with it. Well, when the wait list results came out, whose name do you think came up as the person who won the wait list? My aunt, who had put that Rolex on there. So could it be connected? Is it just a coincidence? It's really just up to you on how you see it. But I thought that was pretty powerful because here you go, putting something out to God, to the universe, to whatever, and it coming true. So I have with me a ginormous stack of magazines. Just ginormous. Like there's magazines in here for all sorts of stuff. And when I do this in person with people, it's convenient. But if you're doing this virtually, you have your best friend Google at your side, and you have Pinterest, and you have all these gazillion different things at your disposal. So scissors, glue, and a sheet of paper. And what I would recommend that you do is spend at least maybe 10 to 15 minutes. This is something that can take a while. My sister did this on New Year's, and it's her first time doing a vision board. She did not expect it to take like 4 hours. So we're not going to take 4 hours. We've dedicated 2 because I value your guys' time, and I know the importance of that. Also, we're not going to record this for the entire time as well too. So what I do want you to do is if you have a sheet of paper or you have your phone, whatever it is, we're going to take a couple minutes and we're going to try to write down as many things as you want to envision. If you've already got a goals sheet, if you've already got a planner, if you've already mapped that out for the year, then you're already set. But if you haven't, this is going to be time dedicated for that. And I'll stop the recording in a second so we can do that like as a group. And then after that was when we will go through that. What I like about magazines or Pinterest or anything like that is that you can literally go on Google and say wealth, and it'll give you a gazillion different depictions of what it is, of what other people, what you, and you're going to just grab the one that you feel more pulled to, because at the end of the day, this is personal. I might see a picture of a dollar sign and that might be enough for me. Someone else might see a picture of a luxurious house. My aunt saw a picture of a Rolex. Like, everybody's is different in that sense. And so that's kind of how we're going to go about it. Before I stop the recording, if there's anything else anybody wants to add, because this is going to a couple of people that have asked for it. So
Can you repeat the Bible verses one more time for me, please? Because I want to write. I was in the middle of writing them and did not finish them.
no, you're fine. You're fine. It is Mark 11:23.
Okay.
That one talks about what you declare, the power of declaring with your tongue. And then Habakkuk, I don't know how to say that in English, but in Spanish it's Habakkuk. So Habakkuk 2 verses 2 to 3. And that one actually talks about putting your vision in place and actually like professing that. So very, very powerful. There's so many others about the power of the tongue, about manifesting, like there's tons of others, but those two were the ones that kind of stuck out to me. I'm actually going to be putting one of them on my vision board this time too. Anyone else?
Thank you.
No problem. All right. If that's all, I'm going to stop the recording and we will get started with our conversations here. When it comes to vision mapping and goal mapping, I think there's the two schools of thoughts. And the first one is, are you looking for this vision board to just be for this year or long term? So I shared mine here. This is mine. That's like a very long term sort of one. Right here is the ranks and everything else is right here. So it wasn't very specific. It was kind of long term to kind of keep me like, okay, this is what I'm working towards. The other one, which I feel maybe can be effective and not effective, is if you put on there that you wanted to rank up to a specific goal, to a specific job, to a specific monetary amount, then it makes it more specific, and it goes into that whole line of SMART goals. So you're being specific, it's measurable, it's attainable. What's the other ones I'm looking for? It's something you can reach, and then it's time sensitive. So when you think of that, maybe you put a specific amount. Maybe is it the rank that you're searching for, or is it the amount? Because let's say that my amount is, I want to achieve $3,000 a month as my income.
That's what I was thinking when you said that. That's what I was thinking.
Funny. Let's say that it's 3,000. 3,000 could be from multiple streams of income. And so if I write everything down from all these different streams, I might be closer than I thought I was. And so I might be actually, that actually might be more achievable, and it has nothing to do with the rank. If it is the rank, then what steps will help go work towards that? Does that make sense? And so then that helps align, again, what we were talking about before, is helps you focus. Am I focusing on growing my business and achieving a specific rank or a specific goal, or am I focusing on growing monetarily, because that might look differently? Does that make sense? And so what Susan was saying earlier, if I want to achieve something different and get out of debt, then I don't want to look at it and be in this like negative mindset. I want to look at it in positive. What does that look like on the other end? So if you want to achieve the next goal, why do you want to achieve that next goal? And what does it look like to achieve that next goal? So I think Marie talks about it all the time. She says, I want to be a Royal Crown Diamond because it looks like this many people, this much OGV, this much this. And when you break it down and it looks more visual, then you can put that on your vision board. How many people do I need to talk to on a regular basis? You know what I mean? So that's kind of the two schools of thought when it comes to that. So I think that it's kind of just open up to you if you want to put on there this many people, these many lives I want to impact. I want to change this many people. I want to change in this way. I hope that helps. Computer. Okay. We're recording now. And so this template is it's pretty easy to use, but there's a couple different ways that you can edit it. You can just pick the block that you want to edit. So like for example here, if I were to pick this, I can add a picture directly here, or I can just pick something from here. So let's say I want to put what is it? Financial freedom, maybe. Financial freedom. And you can get pictures from online as well too, but like let's say financial freedom, and this is the different things that show up. There's a couple different pictures, there's a couple different options. Let's see, these are videos. Let's go to the photos. And these are just examples. You can get your own examples off of Google or anything like that, but like if any of these represent financial freedom to you, then it's something that you would click, like maybe growth, maybe this one, savings tracker. Let's say I like this one. I can click it and it comes over here, and I can minimize it by editing these right here, or I can just drag it to the box that I want to put it in. So it'll give you an option, like, and then it'll automatically put it into that box.
Oh,
and then if I want this to come
do that?
forward or back, yeah, you just drag it. What Jennifer said earlier, you can click the 3 dots and you can use the layers and bring forward, bring to back, send, all the different things so that you can, depending on what you wanted. I wanted this one a little bit forward so that it would prioritize date night. You can put your own pictures in here. So let's see. In uploads, these are pictures that I've had in here for different things. So this is like my specific one for different events that I've done. And so I've gotten, like, even for like the book club and stuff like that, like there's just different pictures that I have in here. And so I could grab one of these, like knitting, quilting was one of the things that I did that I want to learn this year. So I could bring that picture over. Reading, spring cleaning, whatever it might be that I want to do more of, like this is my family pictures and stuff like that. I could grab one of these, or I could upload a file. So let's say I want to upload something. This was one that I just found that was for date night. So I clicked that. Let's go to recent. Oh, what just happened?
Thanks for recording for me to rewatch later and better my skills.
No worries. Everybody has, like not everybody's used Canva. So, and you can record yourself too. So like, go to recent. Let's say that this is a picture of me and Mike. So let's say I want to put that one in there. Maybe I want to use that one instead for date night. It'll upload it, and so it'll show right here as it's uploading. So then when it's done, you can now use it and put it in your vision board. And so that's the picture I could put in there. So you can put your personal spin on it. You can also change the background. So if you hover over the image right here and it like boxes it all in, this is where you would edit, flip, you could do a couple of different things and change the photo in the background as well too. So there's a lot of options. Jennifer is like a pro at this, so she could probably screen share and do a better job.
I was gonna say, go for it, Jennifer, because us baby
Karen got it.
Need a little assist.
Karen got it. I mean, those are the basics. Yeah, no doubt. That's what I do all the time. I have fun. You can't mess it up because there's an undo arrow. Karen, show them the undo arrow real quick in case they do something and they're like, "Oh my god,
how do I do this? How do I undo?" I have to use that undo a lot of my
right here. This right here will undo whatever you just did,
and then you can redo it.
So that's really convenient when you get to a point where you're like, oh my god, I messed something up. What do I need to do? You can also add text. So I was gonna add a text box. So like, let's say I click this one, and it gave me this little thing right here. I could move that, somewhere. Like this little thing helps you move it. Let's say I want to put that right here, and I wanted to add that text, that Bible verse that I shared earlier. Oh, no, was the wrong thing. My Bible verse was somewhere. But either way, this is where you could do it, and then you could edit it and move it around, do all the things and stuff like that. So that's not what you want to do. You just go back and it's gone.
You guys love Canva. This sucker goes to into depth.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do in here. You can spice it up, you can add videos, you can do a lot of things. But again, it's really just playing with it, and you
Is
want
that
this to
like
be
the-
fun.
Is that the free?
When it comes to vision mapping and goal mapping, I think there's the two schools of thoughts. And the first one is, are you looking for this vision board to just be for this year or long term? So I shared mine here. This is mine that's like a very long term sort of one. Right here is the ranks and everything else is right here. So it wasn't very specific. It was kind of long term to kind of keep me like, okay, this is what I'm working towards. The other one, which I feel maybe can be effective and not effective, is if you put on there that you wanted to rank up to a specific